It's 4 weeks to last frost, and it's time for a garden update. We're heading out to the greenhouse to tell you what we've got going on. Plants in the greenhouse. Hi, this is Jeff with FrostyGarden.com. It's been an unusual spring this year, but we're finally starting to warm up. We're seeing above freezing temperatures during the day and just about 30-degree or around freezing temperatures overnight. This is a really good thing for us because it means we're finally moving into breakup season. That's a term us Alaskans use, and we even have special footwear that we use for this season specifically. Breakup season is always kind of interesting. Some places call it mud season, but here we call it breakup season. The reason we call it that is that we're frozen all winter long. There really aren't any thaws, and so when it really starts to warm up, it just breaks up and goes away very, very quickly. We use our greenhouse for storage over the winter, and so what we have to do is in the spring like this, we have to clear out our greenhouse and move everything outside, and then eventually we end up moving everything we moved outside back into the greenhouse so we can grow over the summer. So there's a little bit of shuffling around, but we like to keep our stuff in the greenhouse. It makes everything easy, and we really don't mind just temporarily storing our growing systems outside. We started hardening off our plants earlier this week. Really the first day that we could, where temperatures outside were in the 40s, we were outside hardening off. We do that over a period of 5 days, and once we do that, we transition our plants into our greenhouse. You can see behind me here that we've already moved some of our plants into our greenhouse. We try to do that as soon as possible because growing under the sun is much better than any kind of grow lights we could provide it. It is important to note that we do heat our greenhouse, and we put together a video here recently on how we actually heated our greenhouse, but behind me we've got a heating system that can guarantee that our temperatures in our greenhouse will not get below 45 degrees. This is particularly important overnight because low temperatures outside can still be well into freezing temperatures, and we need a way to guarantee the safety of our plants. We sealed our greenhouse with UV-rated plastic to really improve performance. So even in the shoulder season, we can easily push 60 and 70 degrees when it's only 30 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit outside. Pretty soon here, we're also going to be moving our tomatoes out into the greenhouse as well. We'll harden those off just like we do every other plant, but tomatoes can handle usually about 45 degrees without any difficulties, and so they'll live in our greenhouse just fine. We do those a little bit after our cold hardy plants just to give the outdoors a little bit more time to warm up and create more habitable temperatures. Our peppers are going to continue to live indoors. We like to continue to grow them under indoor grow lights almost all the way up until last frost. They're one of the very last plants that we harden off. And the reason that we do that is that peppers really don't handle cool temperatures. They really shouldn't be exposed to temperatures below about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And for that reason, we continue to grow them indoors. But the good news is our indoor growing space is shrinking. We have much less grow lights going on right now, and that's a good thing because we're starting to save power. We're almost done with our indoor sowing this year. It's 4 weeks to last frost, and so we really only have left our cucumbers and our fastest growing flowers. We're really glad to be done with this process because it takes a lot of time. We set a new record this year with almost 1,600 seeds sowed into the soil indoors. That's more than we've ever done in years past. Usually we do about 1,200 to 1,400. It's important to know that we don't necessarily bring all of those plants forward, but we do like to select the very best genetics that we possibly can and get the very best plants to move forward into our actual gardens. Overplanting just a little bit allows us to select really good genetics and thus get the best possible plants that we can so that we get good food and good production out of our plants. We've still got about 300 to 400 plants that we need to transplant into larger containers. We're going to be doing that as soon as we possibly can. What's cool is now that our greenhouse is operational, we can pretty much move straight from transplanting into hardening off and then getting them into the greenhouse. It doesn't matter whether you're going outdoors or into a greenhouse, you need to harden off those plants. It's really important because that's what is going to protect your plants against the power and intensity of the sun. We are aiming to get our cold hardy direct sows into our raised beds around May 20th. Our last frost date is typically around June 1st, but oftentimes we can get an early sowing in for those cold hardy plants like carrots and beets and rutabaga and turnip and those kinds of things. And basically how that works is those plants will come up when the soil and the conditions are actually suitable for them. So it's okay to get them in 1 to 2 weeks before the last frost, and they'll come up when they're ready. Since we've had such a late and unusual spring this year, we are certainly playing that one by ear. We don't know if May 20th is going to work because we've still got 3 feet or maybe 4 feet of snow on top of our gardens. We are expecting this to melt because we are above freezing temperatures, but our evening temperatures are typically below freezing. We're going to measure the temperatures of our soil around May 20th, and we're going to see if they support our plants and if we're safe to actually start our direct sows. Thanks for watching. Once again, I'm Jeff with FrostyGarden.com. If you didn't know, FrostyGarden.com has tons of cold climate gardening articles aimed to make you a better cold climate gardener. If you would, please give us a like and subscribe. We're a small channel, and those likes and subscribes really help us a ton. We thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
What you up to?
Taking care of the cardboard.
Burning things.
It's like one of my favorite things to do.
Whoa! Okay. Back away from the fire.